Tonight on CTV News at 5.
Logan had made a decision that lots of people have indirectly benefited from.
Donor discussion. Advocates were agreeing to encourage organ and tissue donation.
I want the very best experience possible for you with this tarot deck.
And Coastal Cards. Nova Scotia inspires a new deck of tarot cards.
Yes, there is some snow for Nova Scotia tonight, but it's followed by sunnier weather for the Maritimes through the rest of the week.
Live from the Maritimes News Center, this is CTV News at 5.
Good evening and welcome to CTV News at 5. I'm Maria Penopalis. Thank you for joining us. First at 5 tonight, donor discussion. It's Green Shirt Day, aimed at raising awareness about organ and tissue donation. CTV's Emma Convey met with donors who know very well the impact of the life-saving choice. Hi there, Emma.
That's right, Maria. It's a choice that saves lives. Today's flag raising at City Hall was a reminder of the impact one person's choice to become a donor had. And Green Shirt Day is now a national day of awareness. Raised in honor of Logan Boulay, a victim in the fatal 2018 Humboldt Broncos crash. He's remembered as a hero, saving 6 lives as an organ donor.
Happened to be working in Saskatoon the week of the Humboldt bus crash in the ICU and took care of Logan. I had absolutely no idea at the time that this would become what it's become, but it's galvanized the nation.
To Dr. Stephen Bede, April 7th comes with flashbacks of emotions in a hectic environment. Looking back at it now, he says he didn't realize how many people globally Logan's decision would resonate with.
Hundreds of people on the wait list, and we will have 30 to 40 donors in the year. People die while they're waiting.
Dr. Bede isn't the only registered organ donor here. The team at Legacy of Life, the provincial organ and tissue donation program, says they've seen quite the increase in donations since 2021, when the legislation changed, presuming consent for organ donation.
Around 300% increase in referral for potential organ donors in the ICU. We're meeting with more families than ever. Last year, we have registered the highest donation rate in the country.
The need continues to grow as hundreds of Nova Scotians wait for organ and tissue transplants. Halifax Mayor Andy Fillmore gave a proclamation at City Hall to mark Green Shirt Day.
That is an invitation for Haligonians to have those conversations with their loved ones and make their wishes known.
One donor can make a huge difference.
Can save up to 8 lives with organ donation. So we can donate heart, lungs, liver, pancreas, small bowel, and both kidneys. And for tissue donation, which is a little bit different than organ donation, the tissue can actually be stored and used when it's needed for surgeries. So that can change up to 75 lives.
To become a donor, you can register on your health card or fill out a form on the government website, Maria. Now, Legacy of Life does remind people not to count yourself out due to medical conditions. They're the ones that do the screenings to determine if you can be an organ donor, if it's used, mind you. Registering shows your intentions, and they're always in need of extra donors.
Oh, really good information. Thank you, Emma. CTV's Emma Convey for us in the news center this evening. All right, let's head over to the anchor desk now, where Todd Battis is standing by with a look at the day's headlines. Hi, Todd.
Hi, Maria. As the world stands by to see whether U.S. President Donald Trump follows through on his threat to wipe out civilization in Iran, we'll hear from an Iranian Canadian who's living in Halifax and, as you can appreciate, fears for her friends and family back home. That story leading us off at 6 o'clock tonight. A new program in Moncton is aiming to help small businesses hit by local crime in the city's downtown. A new fund worth $250,000 has been set up to help businesses recover from vandalism and theft. At 6, we'll tell you how the fund works and whether folks think it goes far enough. The Windsor Street Exchange, big redevelopment project in Halifax. Well, it got a big injection of cash today from Ottawa. The federal government announced it will spend $28 million to improve wastewater collection. That's part of the project. The entire price tag for the Windsor Street Exchange, $150 million. We'll have the details for you in your newscast. Let's get some weather details right now. Kayla Mitchell ahead of another blast of wind, huh?
Yeah, some spring snow expected for the province of Nova Scotia as we move through tonight. We had some sunshine during the day today, though. Most temperatures now in the Maritimes are making their way towards the early evening, sitting around the low to mid single digits. A little bit chillier for northern eastern parts of the region, with some temperatures a few degrees below zero in northern areas of New Brunswick, right around the freezing mark for parts of Prince Edward Island, including Summerside right now, sitting at around zero, and a few areas in Cape Breton as well, sitting around in a couple of degrees below the freezing mark. Weather station located near Shetty Camp, currently reporting a temperature of around -2. Winds a little bit variable in direction around the Maritimes, but mostly being sustained between 10 and 30 kilometers per hour. It's a little bit breezy out there. Few gusts coming in between 30 and 40 kilometers per hour. Over on our radar and satellite picture, we can see some cloud cover increasing from the southwest of the Maritimes. Underneath that cloud cover will be a mixture of some light rain and some light snow in the southwest of Nova Scotia, and then that will be turning over to some snow, which will become a little bit more widespread for the province as we make our way through this evening and night. It's a pretty fast-moving weather system, though, so by the time we get into Wednesday morning, it'll be clearing off towards the northeast of us. I'll come back, though, and we'll talk a little bit more about that snow coming through tonight and what's coming up in behind it through the end of the week. Some more April sunshine expected, and that just a little bit later on. Maria.
Thank you very much, Caitlin. We'll hold you to it. Right now, though, time for our first break here on CTV News at 5. When we come back, we head outside to the hot tub, where tonight's special guest is Alicia McCarvell. Popular influencer joins us for a chat about her latest project. She's got a lot on the go. Plus, find out how to win that $30,000 hot tub. Don't go anywhere. CTV News at 5. We'll be right back.
It's the best night of the year. Join Jose Bautista, Brett the Hitman Hart, and Jennifer Botterill at the Desjardins Sports Charity Dinner April 16th in Halifax. Funds raised support Canadian Progress Club Halifax. For tickets, visit progressclubhalifax.ca.
Welcome back to CTV News at 5. So we're out here on the back deck, and in just a moment, we're going to reveal our special guest who's in this hot tub tonight. Alicia McCarvell is a force to be reckoned with. The TikTok star has earned over 6 million followers thanks to her body-positive, self-love, comedy-infused posts. But she's much more than a content creator. We're so glad she agreed to take a dip in the hot tub and join us to talk about what she's been up to. Hello.
Hi. An interview in the hot tub? Sign me up.
I know, and you know what is so great? I know that when we called you and asked you, would you get in our hot tub? You were like, yeah, sure. Yeah, it didn't take any convincing, which is another reason that you were such an amazing advocate for body positivity.
I appreciate that. You know what? A few years ago, this would have probably been a no for me. But I think that the best part about stuff like this is that I just get to show up and people get to see themselves through me, and that's the coolest part about the work that I get to do.
Yeah, absolutely. So part of like your part of what you put out on social media is your relationship with your husband Scott, who it comes off as just such a sweetheart, just like you. Does that put any extra pressure on your relationship?
I mean, we've been together for a long time, so if anybody puts pressure on the relationship, it's me. But you know what? I think, again, going back to the fact that we met in high school, we've been together for a very long time. The roots were already solid before we started doing this. Yeah. And although there is a lot of hate that we receive just because of the differences in our body, so much good has come from this. I get to travel the world with my best friend. I get to share so many incredible experiences with him. And I have a quote that I use is that you find somebody who's willing to step out of their comfort zone so you can shine in yours. And that has very much been him through all of this, is being in the limelight and having the camera on him all the time is not his favorite thing, but he sucks it up and does it for me so that I can be in front of the camera, so I'm very grateful for that.
Oh, that's great. Well, we're all grateful for it because we get to enjoy what you put out there, your content. But again, it's not just social media content. You are doing so much. You're doing TV, you're doing, you're a spokesperson, you're an advocate. You know, do you ever say no to anything?
I try not to. I say no to the things that don't feel right. Like, I try to stick with, obviously, my moral compass, and that's been something that's been really important to my husband and I through all of this, is knowing when it fits and when it feels right. But saying yes, I spent a lot of years saying no. So now I'm living in a world where I have the privilege to be able to say yes, and I don't want to miss out on any of those opportunities.
Speaking of opportunities, you're working on something right now. Tell me all about it.
I am officially writing my very first book. It doesn't seem real to say out loud because I haven't really talked about it yet with anybody, which is exciting. But it is just going to be about my life, my relationship with my body, the things I've said no to, how I'm saying yes. And the goal is to hope that people out there who see themselves in me can start saying yes too, and that it's never too late.
Such an amazing message. I can't wait. Okay, and we got the exclusive here too, which is
the exclusive. I haven't told anybody yet, so this is exciting.
You heard it here on Live at 5. All right. I also want to talk to you about MedRes. What is this? ResMed, pardon me. Yeah.
I have been working with ResMed for over a year and a half now. I was diagnosed with sleep apnea years and years and years ago, and I said no to treatment. I was so embarrassed about having to wear a mask to bed and all of the stigma that came along with treating myself, which sounds silly to say out loud now. But this year we started working together for this full year, and we actually held our very first ever Sleep Well get together in Toronto, where other sleep apnea and CPAP users came, and we got to bond and start to break down the stigma that exists with CPAP usage. Yeah, and it was amazing. It was better than anything we ever could have imagined. Over 450 people applied to be a part of it, which I think really showed the demand there is to build a community in a space where people are very much feeling alone. But yeah, so it's been so cool to be a part of something that has had such a huge impact on my life, and I know will have an impact on so many others.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, we're running out of time, but I have one more question for you. How's the water?
This is incredible. I'm realizing now I probably should have taken off my glasses because they keep fogging up, but I'm obsessed with this.
Yeah, I know. It's pretty nice. Hey, it's a 6-seater. Yeah. Okay, well, think about it. Yeah. And you can enter this contest, actually, and I'm going to tell everybody at home exactly how they can do it. CTV and Arctic Spas want to give you the chance to hop into a hot tub of your very own. One lucky viewer will take home a Yukon hot tub package valued at $31,000. The hot tub features 2 pumps, 40 massage jets, a weather shield cover, a cover lifter, and a Spa Boy saltwater system to test and adjust the water. To enter, go to ctvatlantic.ca and follow the prompts or scan the QR code on your screen right now. You can enter once per day until Saturday, April the 18th. Good luck, everybody. And Alicia?
I don't get to take this home?
Oh.
This isn't for me?
We're going to have to talk to our salespeople about that. Well, maybe. I don't know. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Congratulations on all your success. And we can't wait to talk to you about that book.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
Here's Caitlin.
I like being in a hot tub when there's a little bit of snow falling around. And there is some April snow in the forecast for tonight for the province of Nova Scotia. But before that snow, there's a fair amount of sunshine in the Maritimes for today, including here at the Reversing Falls in the St. John area. You can see that beautiful blue sky. There's some more sunshine coming up in the extended forecast as well, especially towards the end of this week with the rising trend in temperatures. I'll have more on the weather coming up after the break.
Brain. Oh, welcome back. Didn't realize we were coming up so quickly.
Yeah, those commercial breaks, they just fly by.
Kaylin Mitchell joins us. So, Kaylin, there is some weather coming our way, but nothing we haven't seen before, hey?
Yeah, a little bit of April snow for the province of Nova Scotia for tonight. In most cases, I expect about a few to several centimeters. For that province, it's basically a chance of some flurries for parts of the south of New Brunswick as well as Prince Edward Island. Before that snow arrives for tonight, though, we did have some sunshine today. We took a beautiful view around the St. John area just before the previous break. And now we're looking at a beautiful scene here. This is near Shuby Park in the Dartmouth area for today, where if you were dressed for temperatures that were on the slightly cooler side, it was a pretty nice day to be out there for a little bit of a walk. So there's our sunrise and sunset times for our provincial capitals. Let's take a look at what's going on our weather systems map. Now, barometric pressure for the Maritimes is still towards the higher side. This next weather system coming in is a low pressure system that made its way out of the Great Lakes region. It's kind of squeezing between two areas of high pressure. One of of those centered now over the Great Lakes. And by the way, this high pressure system is going to be in place for us through the end of the week here in the Maritimes. So I've got some sunnier skies in the forecast Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And another area of high pressure that's sitting east of us over the Atlantic. So this low has found a little bit of a gap between those two areas of high pressure, and that's why it's going to be skirting to the south and east of Nova Scotia, bringing us that bit of snow. Now, as we take a look at things on radar right now, we're maybe seeing the first hints of that weather system starting to move in around the southwest of the region. It will likely begin as a very light mixture of some snow and some rain around southwestern areas of Nova Scotia. And then as temperatures come down this evening and tonight, turning over to that snowfall. So that's showing up here on our forecast timeline, represented here in through the blues. Since it is a pretty fast-moving weather system, as we make our way towards midnight, that snow becomes fairly widespread across Nova Scotia. Again, a chance of a few flurries, southern New Brunswick and Prince Edward Island. And then as we head into the start of the day for tomorrow, it begins to clear out. It begins to exit off towards the northeast. The last parts of Nova Scotia that'll be out of this snow will be in the east of the province, parts of the eastern shore and around Antigonish County, as well as Cape Breton. We'll see what's left of the snow and flurries, though, clear away as we move through the morning towards noon. The afternoon around the Maritimes will be mostly sunny to a fair weather mix of sun and cloud. As we make our way into Wednesday evening and Wednesday night, conditions are looking fairly clear. That's because that area of high pressure will be moving in, and that area of high pressure will be around in the forecast for Thursday. So that's looking like it's going to be a very sunny day. Taking a look at winds in the forecast for tonight and for tomorrow, by the time we get to around midnight, winds will be on the lighter side and variable in direction around the Maritimes. And then tomorrow's winds, they change direction as we get in behind that low, becoming more north and northwest and sustained 10 to 20 kilometers per hour with a few gusts between 20 and 40. Let's take a look at our low temperatures in the forecast for tonight. And for the province of Nova Scotia, most of the lows will be falling into a range around 0 to -4, -3 for Charlottetown and Prince Edward Island. And for central and southern areas of New Brunswick tonight, most of the low temperatures between -4 and -7. And for communities in the north of that province, the high temperatures or low temperatures -9 to -14, so colder in the north of New Brunswick tonight and to start off the day for tomorrow. Here's a look at the high temperatures in the forecast for Wednesday, and seasonably cool for early April. Highs of 1 to 5 degrees for New Brunswick. A little bit chillier than that for Prince Edward Island tomorrow. Charlottetown with a high temperature near 0. And for Nova Scotia, high temperatures between 2 and 7 degrees. Oh, the other thing I wanted to mention with the snow coming in tonight for the province of Nova Scotia is because we're into the month of April now, there is going to be a lot of variability into how much snow actually collects on surfaces depending on the type of surface. For example, for paved surfaces, especially with the sunshine that we had today, there'll likely be more melting on those type of surfaces. And you might notice the snow collect a little bit more on things like the railing and around your deck, or maybe some of the tree branches or the lawns. In the forecast for Wednesday, as I talked about earlier, that area of high pressure, well, it's firmly in place across the Maritimes. A lot of sunshine on that day. And we start to see temperatures rise a little bit. So some high temperatures for Thursday, expected to get to the high single digits and low teens for a good portion of New Brunswick, up to around 8 degrees with some sunshine for Charlottetown and Prince Edward Island, and a lot of high temperatures for Nova Scotia on Thursday between 7 and 11. We see a little bit more in the way of some cloud cover return to the region on Friday. That day, a mix of sun and cloud, but the temperatures rise a few more degrees. We could have some high temperatures on Friday for communities in New Brunswick around the low to mid-teens, up to around 11 degrees for Charlottetown and Prince Edward Island, and some high temperatures for Nova Scotia, high single digits into the low teens as well. The Annapolis Valley might even touch on 15 degrees. Let's take a look at our weather watcher for tonight. And tonight's weather watcher is coming in from 6-year-old Claire Heighton from Halifax, Nova Scotia. Claire has sent us a drawing of a thunderstorm. Well, that's something that I'll have to keep an eye out for as we make our way through the spring season. You know the thing about the thunderstorms, though, they're great for providing some rain for the flowers that we can see that Claire has drawn below. So thank you so much for this great drawing. Weather watchers can come in anytime to CTV Weather Watchers, P.O. Box 1653, Halifax, Nova Scotia, B3J2Z4, or email kaylin.mitchell@bellmedia.ca. Maria.
Thank you very much, Kaylin and Claire. We're going to take a very quick break here on CTV News at 5, but stay with us. Coming up next, we've got this story to deal up for you.
Okay. I'm Brianne Foley in Halifax, where Ellen E. Sutherland serves up a tarot reading with a local meaning. That's coming up tonight on CTV News at 5.
What does it mean?
Welcome back. A local author and tarot card reader just added Nova Scotia to her deck. As CTV's Brianne Foley shows us, the details in the cards show the beauty of the province.
Made locally, they don't stick. Straight out of the box.
Local artist Ellen E. Sutherland shines a light on Nova Scotia through her historical science fiction series.
I have written several books in the Jamie Poole book series. It is a historical science fiction series that is based everywhere, anywhere, all at once. And my latest project is a tarot deck that is based on that book.
It was the perfect opportunity to combine her two worlds.
It is beautiful, and I want to show that off to people. And so I use local scenery, Peggy's Cove, Blomidon, a lot of things out in the valley, and just felt like it fit with the tarot deck. You sit there and you can study it. It's a meditative tool. That's why I wanted to make the cards pretty too, because if you're going to meditate on something, you want it to have beauty.
The project helped her connect with her Canadian and Nova Scotian roots.
I moved from the United States a little over 14 years ago, and my grandmother is from Canada, and so when I had the opportunity to move back, and it was a deathbed request of my grandmother's to come back to Canada and reclaim her citizenship, because in 1964 when she gave hers up, she couldn't be a dual citizen. And so to honor her, I came back.
And adding some local history makes her book series and tarot deck all the more meaningful.
Actually, I used the Citadel and told the story of a soldier there, used the history of the guest children that came from England during the war, and told a story about some of the more interesting parts of World War II in Halifax with the spies and the submarines. It just really felt like I wanted to showcase this area and really let people around the world know what we had here.
Fresh off the press, Sutherland's tarot cards are now available for purchase. Brianne Foley, CTV News, Halifax.
Thank you, Brianne. What a cool way to highlight the province.
Do you think they could help me get a better read on the weather?
Oh, I don't know. That's a good one. I'm not sure.
Because, you know, sometimes spring in the Maritimes, I need all the help I can get. Yeah, you're right. It's not going to be that bad. There is some snow coming in across the province of Nova Scotia for tonight. But then in behind that, a good deal of sunshine through the end of this week and some temperatures that are headed up. Love to say that because it has been a little bit chilly lately. So, of course, we'll be taking a look at more of the details of the extended forecast coming up at 6.
Thank you, Kaylin. We'll see you and Todd at 6. I'll see you tomorrow. The national news is next. Good